Are you in the early stages of education or a career? Perhaps you have children of your own navigating their way into an unknown future, feeling a bit lost in the maze of life's possibilities. Maybe you're grappling with the pressure of making the right choices for your future, all while trying to understand who you really are and what you genuinely want. I mean, no matter what your age, those questions should never fade, or you're simply not living. But what if there was a way to navigate these formative years with a sense of direction and purpose, using the wisdom of history's greatest minds as a guide? The answer, of course, is more than traditional education. It's laying the groundwork for a more fulfilling journey through an apprenticeship of sorts in life. This is a time for learning, experimenting, rebelling even, and growing. Our society often emphasises rapid achievement of success. But what if by speed reading our way through life, we're missing out on deeper learning opportunities and transformation? We need to learn the art of reading between the lines instead of skimming the surface. What if we consider our early experiences life as a form of apprenticeship, much like the great masters of the past? So we're going to look at two different perspectives: the personal framework that I've discussed in a recent video on life's 3 key phases, and the profound lessons of mastery and apprenticeship from Robert Greene's Mastery. In my recent video, which I'll link in the description, I categorized life into 3 major phases. First is the read phase, from 0 to 25 years. The write phase is 25 years through to 45 years, and the execute phase is 45 years plus, give or take on each side of either. Each stage also corresponds, interestingly, not just to our personal development, but also to the evolution of the internet, from the consumption of information in Web 1 to creation and ownership brought about by Web 3. This framework isn't just a metaphor, it's a guide for navigating each phase of life with intention and mastery. But today we're going to focus on phase 1. The initial phase is all about learning and absorbing, much like the read permissions in the Unix operating system, where I've named this personal framework from, or like the read era of the internet, otherwise known as Web 1. It's a time for gathering data, experiencing life, and experimenting within a sort of practice mode for the future. Our early years are the apprenticeship in life, where we lay the foundations for all that follows. So drawing from Mastery, Greene highlights that this period is crucial for deep, transformative learning. He points out that many of history's greatest masters went through a lengthy period of apprenticeship, quietly developing their skills before they were well known. So this is our time to explore and to engage in our primal curiosities and to start understanding our unique strengths and our gifts. Let's take a series of inspiring quotes then, and these lessons from Greene's Mastery, to see how this apprenticeship phase is so pivotal in shaping our mastery over life. First is how we embrace our unique path. So just as Greene emphasizes the importance of following one's unique calling, our early years should be about discovering what sets us apart. He writes, "You are a one-of-a-kind combination of strengths, gifts, and talents, things that no one else has." So this period is your opportunity to explore these gifts and to begin honing them. Then we look at deep observation and practice. Like Leonardo da Vinci's apprenticeship under Andrea del Verrocchio, we should immerse ourselves in learning from different sources through the art of impartial observation, then put into repetitive practice. Da Vinci's years of training weren't just about art. They included engineering and mechanics. So taking holistic and multidisciplinary approaches means we can start to see how everything is connected or interconnected, and leads to greater discoveries and learning in our own apprenticeship. We also have to find a calling. In relation to this, Greene recounts the story of Temple Grandin, whose early struggles led her to profound discoveries in animal science. She was diagnosed with autism as a child, but defied expectations by becoming a leading animal scientist and advocate for autism awareness. Facing challenges in communication and social interaction, she discovered a profound connection with animals during a visit to her aunt's ranch. Grandin's unique perspective led her to innovate humane livestock handling systems, significantly improving animal welfare. She leveraged her experiences to educate others on autism, showcasing the strengths that can arise from neurodiversity. Her journey underscores the importance of paying attention to what draws us, even from a young age, and pursuing it with passion. Greene wrote, "It's not necessarily the most intelligent people that reach mastery. It's often those who are driven at an emotional level." It's also important to tap into primal curiosity to guide us. What fascinates you? What can you not stop thinking about? Greene suggests that mastery comes from this relentless pursuit of understanding, driven by a deep emotional connection to our interests. The idea of deliberate practice is a key factor too. We see it in the meticulous studies of Da Vinci, a focused and persistent effort. It's about breaking down skills into smaller parts, practicing them, and learning progressively. Robert Greene also outlines a 3-phase process for mastering any craft through apprenticeship. Firstly, we need deep observation. This involves immersive learning, where we observe and absorb the fundamental concepts of our chosen field. It's about understanding the basics deeply before moving on to more complex tasks. After grasping the basics, we then focus on acquiring skills. The second stage is marked by learning the core activities essential for the craft, alongside developing focus and discipline as key attributes in mastering any field. With the fundamentals in place, the apprentice now moves on to experimentation and flow. This experimentation leads to a state of flow where actions become effortless and highly focused, enabling peak creativity and productivity. So how do we balance education with apprenticeship? Traditional systems of learning are fundamentally misaligned with the apprenticeship model. The traditional education system, with its rigid structure, too often fails to acknowledge the individuality of each student, forcing everyone through the same standardized path. This approach not only stifles creativity and personal growth, but also ignores the diverse talents and interests that students bring to the table. It's a system that rewards conformity over curiosity, memorization over understanding, and compliance over critical thinking. Jordan Peterson, a vocal critic of modern education practices, repeatedly echoes these sentiments. He once said, "The primal reason to educate young people is to arm them with the capability to articulate themselves in the world." This emphasizes education's role not only to impart knowledge, but to empower individuals to think, communicate, and argue effectively. It's about equipping students with the tools to navigate life's complexities, to defend their ideas and beliefs, and to engage in the societal discourse that shapes our world. This harks back to phase 2 of my personal framework, where we start to engage in more meaningful ways in the world, much like the Web 2 era of the internet, where we not only consumed content, but could interact through chats and forums. Ultimately, we must learn to weaponize our words. This means mastering both written and spoken words. In the context of the read phase of life and beyond, learning to write and speak with clarity, precision, and persuasion is to learn a form of superpower. It turns us into the super user. It's the ultimate weapon in the game of life, allowing us to influence, to lead, and to leave an indelible mark on the world. Writing is not just a method of communication, but a tool for thinking. It's a way to structure our thoughts, to analyze and synthesize ideas, and to bring clarity to complex issues. Speaking, on the other hand, is how we share these ideas, inspire action, and connect with others on a profound level. Together, these skills form the cornerstone of true education. They are the essence of what it means to be educated and the foundation on which mastery is built. Let's consider the apprenticeship's true purpose in life. Seen through the lens of an apprenticeship, the formative years of life are about building a foundation of knowledge, skills, and self-awareness that will serve us throughout life. Just as every master was once an apprentice, our journey through these early years is an important step in shaping a life of meaning and impact. So take time to explore, to learn, and to grow. The path of apprenticeship, no matter what stage of life you're at, will shape the super user that you become.